Hello, you guys. How are you all? Hey, Corey. Hey, Brandywine and some true crime. Hey, West Virginia Holler Girl. Hey, Tiff. Hey, Sassy. Hey, Wondering Sub. Hey, Maxie Doodle. Preschool Granny. Hey, 22 Tantrums. Hey, Chris. Hey, Jen. Crazy Mama. Hey, Dee. Thank you guys for being here. Jen Lou is not going to be here tonight, Annie. She didn't. She had some things going on this evening. So, hey, Savvy's Aunt. Hey, Broken Dishes. Hey, Jan. Hey, Jane Doe. Hey, Crime Curious. Oh my God, you guys. Okay, number one, what a long day listening to her. Like, I think, do y'all's brains feel like just wow, like my head hurts I don't know, it's just so much. There was a lot. There were several things that I think are important to talk about that came out today. But it started with more phone calls, and we went into this interrogation video that has just thankfully we didn't have to play it all the way through. We've just been watching clips, but like when I was about to go live, I was looking back to see, look where we were starting today. And I'm like, dang, this was all today. Like, wow. I feel like there have been several things that have really stood out to me. I've got a few clips. I want to talk about some things, and I got some things to show y'all on Twitter. I'm going to miss Jen Lou and her sassy self, but she's missing for a good reason, not a bad reason. So, oh, Melissa, I missed the last maybe I think only about the last 5 to 10 minutes. I was finishing right as I was coming on. Yeah, so I'm at 3:04 on because I was watching on Crime Lines and Lies, and I don't know how long she stayed on after. But yeah, I was at 3:04, and I think it was around 3:20. So I got a few minutes left, but most of it got to see. But every damn moment, I thought of Jen watching. Oh my God. It takes me all evening to get all the way caught up because I'll have to pause throughout the day, even with lunch and stuff. Like usually the breaks, I don't even get a break because by the time I get there, I'm just barely catching up. Even today, by the time like they're like, okay, 20 minutes to a break. And then I'm like, now I'm only 20 minutes behind. That's kind of how my days went. Hey, spread love, no hate. There is so much though that has happened today. Hey, headphones. Let me show y'all something funny I found though first. There is a petition up to stop Letecia Stauch from sleeping and reading books during her trial. I thought that was kind of funny. I did not sign it. However, I'm not against signing it. It's just silly, so I don't really feel there's a point. Oh, happy belated birthday, Princess Megan Elsa. Hey, Lynn. And I saw this too. Look. I thought it was kind of funny. Dude on the right is about to explode. Look at her lawyer. And look at her. Man, there are some interesting things that came out today. I cannot get I actually made a community post about one of the things that blew my mind the most. Oh, welcome back, Crazy Mama. Thank you for joining. Was when we're starting to hear about more Google searches we had not heard before. So we're going to get into that, but let me see. So we began today. Special Agent Jonathan Gruesing was still on the stand, and they were still doing some phone calls with Letecia and Al. I actually have some clips from some of this that we're going to listen to, but I'm not going to pull them up on the screen because I feel like from the phone, because they're just phone calls, you don't get to see anything, but I'm fully invested. Oh, I know. It's crazy. I've seen that as well. That's weird. I've seen that in a couple communities actually, like making videos on stuff you don't know you're not watching. It's like, why are you relaying to us what happened when you didn't see it? It was the pregnant lady who wasn't really pregnant for me. I mean, she tried everything. Did she not? Hey, Corky. Everything. Okay. Yeah, Angel, who looks a lot like her. Oh, dear God. Okay. So, in these phone calls, there were a couple things that, let me see. Remove Gannon. So, you're saying I killed someone. She said, trained to look for hours. Missing. Hold on. Let me try to make sense of the beginning of my notes. It's just been so long of a day. Oh, okay. Jonathan Grusing was talking about how she would remove Gannon in her language. So, like, instead of saying, so you're saying that I killed Gannon, she would say things like, so you're saying I killed someone. Like, she would, like, create distance. She had distancing language, basically. Then he said he was talking about how he is specifically trained to look for hours missing in the day or odd or illogical use of pronouns. I thought that was kind of interesting. So then they get back on the call, and Al says, you say there's an emergency you need to talk about. What is it? And Letecia, how much more clear can I be? Do you believe me or not, Al? Hey, Sleuth Mom. Hey, Avery. Hey, Debs. Shit. I just dropped my earbud. Okay. And then Letecia, did you file for divorce? Are you cheating on me? And then Al keeps bringing it back to Gannon. She's so worried about herself. That's literally the only thing. Oh my God, she's so frustrated. Yeah. Are we getting back together? Letecia, did you file for divorce? Are you cheating on me? Letecia, number one, you have to believe, she says, yeah. Number one, you have to believe me and have confidence in what I say. She wanted 30 minutes of his time, and he did agree. This was kind of interesting. So she goes into asking him if he had seen video of anyone leaving the house. She's trying to pick and see what he knows, what he's been told by police that he might tell her. And it is so damn transparent. Grusing, I thought so too. Spread love, no hate. I really, really like him. He's a cop that disputed going after Barry Morphew. He said it was too. No way. That is super interesting. Huh. Yeah, he is Colorado FBI, so that makes a lot of sense, but wow. So Al, he says he's not going to be questioned. She then at that point claims like, well, I need 5 minutes because I've got someone else's kids. And at that point, I was absolutely shocked. I mean, she's saying, and she was making friends with people from online in the groups and things like that. And Melissa Jade's going to do a video putting together a lot of her old stuff from the groups and the old days. And I look forward to seeing that because it's been so long. I know I don't remember everything, and there's probably many things I didn't see. Hey, CDT. I know, Wondering Sub, they've done like a really great job. Lots of patience. But yeah, so I just was surprised. Like, tell me, God, that there is not someone who would leave their children with you during all of this. She says, I need you to believe someone took Gannon. That's her words. So then that's where our first clip comes in. And honestly, don't remember. I just write out in my notes as we go, video clips. So let me pull up the first one. Aw. Thank you, Glenjamin. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And thank you for being here. It's really sweet. You kind of like in your picture when it first comes up, you look like that reporter a little bit that's been reporting Nadine on Lori and out in Idaho. Hey, Chris. Very, very sweet. I appreciate that. Oh, Lisa, I'm going to get into that, and I cannot believe the Google searches are really very interesting too. Okay, so here's our first video clip.
See a little bit. Sorry, her daughter is like old age.
I don't know what she's saying here, her daughter's old age, but she's like pretending because the FBI agent is asked, did you hear anyone in the background? Like, do you believe there was a kid with her? And he said no.
Anyway, all right. What all that is telling you is, I need you to believe, Albert. I need you to believe that someone did take Gannon. I need you to believe that I've already given the police department the description. I've already did that. I need you to quit thinking that it's somebody just made up, because it's not. Obviously, I didn't do it. There's no way possible that I could have been hours and hours away in a certain window. I need you to help them re-look at
that. So, oh my God. She's unbelievable. The way that her language is very interesting, but the way her mind works in general is just extremely frustrating. Yeah, so full of games. And his, yes, exactly, Tiffany. And yeah, she didn't even fake a car door slamming. Hey, Angie, by the way, and Punksy and Yorkie and Ava and anybody else I missed, you guys. Hey, Jaded. Hey, Corinne. Well, okay. So then she goes talking about the ring. She says, see, she tells him, go to the ring. See, we went out the front door. I came in this was interesting, and I noticed this. She says they left out the front door, but she came back in the front door because she was trying to play off the fact that people did not believe that Gannon came home. So she was kind of playing on that a little bit, I believe, in my opinion. And at that point, she says she came in the front at that point and then through the garage. And I'm assuming, and I wonder if that's how that actually happened. She said at that point, someone followed us home from someone followed us from home to the Petco. And Al says, so someone's following you from the house to Petco and you leave Gannon in the car? Ugh. Al, I'm in believe Tisha mode, so don't start spinning. Very interesting. There's very toxic relationship, but Al does a great job at trying to, I guess, like make her comfortable or confident in the conversation. She didn't. Oh yeah, I wrote this down. She didn't know dogs had periods, which is just stupid. Then she says, I was supposed to deliver papers. I couldn't do it, Al. And then we have this next video clip.
When I went to Nevada.
Oh, wait. And this is 4 total, but we can like pause along the way because they're each like a minute long. But it's important. It's a whole thing, and we need to hear all of it together.
When I went to Nevada, there was this pregnant lady. So I agreed to help the pregnant lady because she was really, really pregnant. She gets in the car, which is why Gannon was not in the front seat. He was in the back seat.
You said, wait, you said when you went to Nevada?
I went through Nevada.
Oh. I'm like, what? You're in Nevada? Anyways, go ahead.
Right. When I realized she's not pregnant, once she gets in the car,
was this the same lady that was following you?
I don't know if they were following us. I just know there was a car following us. When I get off, I turn where Harley gets the eyelashes done because I thought I would lose them. Then I saw a pregnant lady. She looked legit like 8 months pregnant.
What kind of car was following you? Maybe they
told you this 15 times.
Oh, okay.
It was a blue something. Like,
the nerve of you to get such an attitude when you are the reason that this has spun like it has. And she later admits to the FBI, to Agent Grusing, that she lied to Al because she was pissed. And that's just, that's basically that. But okay, let's keep listening.
Or something like this.
Okay, so like a blue, not red, right? Just a blue one?
No, it was the red earlier today was nothing. It's already been checked out.
Okay, all right.
The reason I know that one's been checked out Because I had somebody in Lorson Ranch do it.
All right, I'm just making sure I
Oh
keep
my
these cards
God.
straight. So it was the blue one, not the red one.
She forgot. She's forgetting what the hell she's saying. In my opinion, that's what happened there. Oh no. The red car's fine. I had somebody at Lorson Ranch check it out.
See,
No, don't get upset. Don't get upset. I'm just trying to get it straight. I'm not picking holes in your story. I'm just making sure we're on the blue car. Okay. So now back to the pregnant lady that gets in the front seat.
Exactly, wondering.
So the pregnant lady gets in the front seat, but she's not really pregnant. I don't know that she's not really pregnant, but she says she just needs a ride. I felt bad. She looked really, really pregnant, like 8 months.
Oh my God almighty. Okay, our next clip. Listen.
Huh?
I said, I'm just listening.
You know what? I'm not going to help if you're going to do this to me.
You're not going to help find this missing baby if he says, because he went, because your bullshit is that unbelievable. I can't believe he's holding it in that good and he's able to react like that. Oh, welcome, Jennifer. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much.
Listening and believing?
I really came in this to be honest with you.
Okay, and I'm just listening.
No, you weren't. You're being a dick by saying,
Oh my God.
That's being a dick to me.
I don't know why you're saying that, but does the pregnant lady know what happened to G? Does she know where Gannon went?
Can I finish?
Yeah, absolutely.
She wasn't really pregnant. She had about, I don't even know how much money inside of this thing that makes her look pregnant.
Okay, and then here's the last one of this part.
So that's just what I'm saying. You probably start swinging unless she had a gun or a knife or something.
This is a joke to you.
No, I'm serious. I'm trying to.
No, bitch, it's a joke to you.
You finally are getting legit, and it's a joke to you.
I'm sorry you think that, but go ahead.
I'm not. Forget it, man. You're not wanting to stand by my side. You don't want to help.
I'm right here standing by your side listening to the truth, okay? I'm in believe teacher mode, like I told you.
Yeah, and then what you're going to do? Tell me I'm telling a lie and hang up?
What?
No, that's what you're going to do. You're not going to believe it. I told you it was beyond your wildest imagination to know he was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
So after Gannon has already went for a walk, asked about drugs, had blunts in his book bag, or not, went for a walk and not came home from a friend's house up the road. Then we have Eduardo. Then we have Quincy. Then we have the pregnant lady. Then we have, he just disappeared from the Petco parking lot. So far, we haven't got to a few more of her stories. And she has the nerve to tell him, you're finally getting legit info and you want to be a jerk or a dick. Basically, to sum it up, wrong place, wrong time. Oh my God. I know, Angie. I know. And Pointer Lover, I have no idea. I've thought that several times throughout this. What did he see in her? And I wonder what he thinks now, hearing all this. And I wonder what she thinks, hearing all this. With every lie, Al had to come to realization more and more that his son was never coming home. She has some damn nerve. This is called torture. Absolutely. The FBI agent called her out that she literally did to Al what she was doing to him. It's outside of your wildest imagination. And now, this is the last clip of this part. I think I might have one other one for in a little bit of the phone calls. But she's tying in this pregnant lady to Mexican restaurants and packages. And that's why she was out in the country and all the things like that.
You want me to believe you? I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. Tell me the rest of the story.
Albert, to sum it up, it's just being caught up in the wrong place at the wrong time with people who are money laundering, wanting me or whoever they can get to deliver paper to these Mexican restaurants, and you're supposed to get packages back from them. And I wouldn't do it. So So that's why we were on County Line Road, because I was scared to death. I
Oh
left.
my God. It's hard to even comment on some of the stuff she says. Yeah, Uncle Matt. Oh, Jen, that's where I'm about. I was just looking ahead in my notes, and that's coming up. Has anyone counted? No, Ava. Actually, he asked that today, this evening, just like closer towards the end. He asked that Agent Grusing had he actually counted how many, but he said no. I would like to know exactly, with like maybe in like some kind of chart or something, Every single person she's talked to has said it's about Gannon, not you, to her, and she still doesn't get it. I know. She really doesn't. Aw, Angie, thank you. Thank you, beautiful. Thank you so much. Wait, what did Angie say? Oh, yeah. They've had all kinds. You are blessed, blessed, blessed for all those baby cows. How many pages of notes do you have from today? Let's see. I filled up a whole notebook, one of those steno pads, like the law pads. So then I got this bigger notebook that gives me like twice as much room. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on. Can't get it stuck together. 6. And then I think it's just 7 today. But I filled up an entire notebook. I thought, man, I should I don't know. I don't know what to do with these notebooks when we're done. But anyways. Oh, Sassy, that's really cool. Sassy Erickson. We've got the friend's house, Eduardo, Quincy, Baby Bump Lady, the newest of threesome. We've got he disappears from Petco and she gives no suspect there. We've got Landon in Mexico, like that kind of theory, which is like I think tied in with Uncle Matt. Seriously though, what happened to her teeth? I don't know, Glenjamin. I haven't been able to see that closely to her mouth. Okay. I know, JD Wells. I really need to learn shorthand. I really want to. Mom said she took a whole class on it, and she said it was super beneficial. She used to work in an attorney's office, actually, at one point. And, yeah. Okay. So, Jonathan Grusing is then back on the stand. He says she was focused. All she was focused on was staying with Al. She was calculating. He says probing for what Al knew and had seen from law enforcement. She would then change her story around those facts. He said they noticed that, and that is kind of why they said and did the things they did. They analyzed her behavior, and that's how they decided to treat her. And I have to say, Agent Grusing did a damn good job. He got her to talk quite a lot, Then we have Uncle Matt driving in a car with some kid. They've never heard any child or any sign of that being true. She says, quote, "I need you to believe someone took Gannon," unquote. Jonathan Grusing said 4 or 5 someones, but it was obvious this would not lead us to Gannon. So they were kind of just at this point letting Al react naturally. He says 2 Petco visits, 2 hours apart. They ask him any indication she was forced. No. He noted that she very heavily focused on Black and Mexican people, and she would blame others and then also shift blame onto Gannon. Yeah, that's cool, Corey. I'm going to learn, I think. That's smart, Corky. Eliminate the vowels. That makes sense. At the beginning of Letecia's case, I thought she had 0 chance for not guilty by reason of insanity acquittal. But now, after the angel altar, I think defense has a chance to convince one juror and cause a mistrial. Deborah, you know what? This is what I was thinking today. Hold on just a second. Okay, sorry. So today I was thinking about this. Look, I don't believe that she has DID. I really don't. Hey, Petunia. Hey, Tony. But I do have to say, and we have to be honest here, there are some odd things coming up as far as her using different names, having Harley talk to her using certain names, having Gannon talk to her and pretend to call her other things. All those kind of things are kind of odd, and you don't typically see that, you know, in someone's background. So I don't know. It's interesting. And yes, she's Native American. Okay. Then after the phone calls, I got to tell you guys, we get to the interrogation video. And this is where I was particularly fascinated, even more so than the rest, because all the other stuff was just bullshit leading up to her arrest. And we had seen her act out online and like lots of things that kind of gave us certain ideas of what she was saying and what was going on. And also the arrest affidavit leaked and all that stuff. But this interrogation with Agent Grusing was after she was arrested. None of this has been out. A lot of these details have never before been heard. They were not in the arrest affidavit. A lot of these details, a lot of things they didn't find until after they found Gannon. But yeah, the arrest affidavit is nowhere near, I guess, what it could have been, really. Today is a particular alter named Angel, yep, who looks a lot like her. I'll be interested to see what comes of it all. I like how he plays with her like she's at the end of a skinny little string with her head bumping into MDH. I was wondering if she ever shuts up. Oh my God, I know. Oh, I believe she was aware too, Jaded. I really, really do. How little the PCA contains Idaho 4. Oh my gosh, I've been thinking about that a lot through this, actually, just kind of preparing for that and thinking about that. So he said when taken into custody, she was at a mall parking lot and local law enforcement arrested her. And this was on March the 2nd. Oh, welcome, Just On. Thank you for joining. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. So he tells her that she's charged with murder. And I thought about bringing up video clips of this. But I don't know. Let's just talk about some of this first and then we can. I do have one recording of part of this I had to get. But so immediately he tells her she's charged with murder. And she's like, so Gannon was murdered? Oh my God, you guys. She makes me so angry. Now, Letecia loves to bring up how much she's done for these kids, and this shows a lot in this interview. Jonathan Grusing asked about any disagreements. Letecia talks about wanting Gannon to not be so forgiving to his mother. This was a point where I was just like, oh my God, no, you didn't. She says basically she wanted Gannon to see that Landon wasn't doing what she was supposed to be doing, basically. Hey, bona fide troublemaker. This Sprite is not quenching my thirst. I gotta have a drink of water. I know, Melissa. You're exactly right. Okay, let's see. Gannon wouldn't yell back at her, she said. If I told him to do something, he would listen. She talks Gannon up a few times in this interview, and that's really kind of interesting too. She also, and this is in my notes later, but I want to mention it now. She says at one point, and this must have been so eerie for Gannon, for Al and Landon to hear. She's like, if you actually go back on the record, I wrote down the exact words, but something like, if you actually go back on the record, me and Gannon got along way better than me and Lena. Yeah, the way she was fishing for answers to what she already knew. She wanted to know what they knew. This is the part. Okay, I wrote having Gannon call her different names because she doesn't like her original name. Very interesting how this keeps coming up. Because it is. That's strange behavior for an adult female. I have it too, Melissa, but it's just a little bit later in our thing. But yeah, that's very I don't know. That's I gotta say. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I don't think that she has the ID, but I think that has to be noted. It's just a fact. And so then we get into a clip about the fire and the candle. And I didn't actually there was tons of different clips we went through. So um she couldn't remember much. Everything he asked her, she couldn't remember. How did it start? Why was it on the couch? How big was it? What color were the flames? He was asking very interesting questions she did not have the answer to. Yeah, I had a way better relationship with Gannon than I did Lena. What did she say before that, though? Like something about going back on the record? Because I'm still like a little bit away from it if you have that. Even if it takes me putting even if it takes putting me in the middle to go meet people to get Gannon, I will do it. I know. Oh, like you freaking oh wow, to surrender yourself for him. You're so awesome. Thanks. I want to know what you guys think about that though. Having Gannon call her different names because she doesn't like her original name. And it is, yeah, I think it's just very strange behavior for an adult, female in her late 30s. So she can't remember much about the flame. She says that Gannon was sleeping on the sofa that night. She said the fire wasn't huge, and I remember it is in a, this is a quote from her, small location, whatever the hell that means. She doesn't remember anything about it. She said, I pulled him with the cover too. And she said that a couple times, which I thought was interesting. I pulled him with the cover too. We took the covers and smashed down on it to put it out. Then she says they all slept upstairs because they couldn't breathe. Well, except Gannon. At first, he was upstairs in Lena's room for whatever reason. And then he went back down to his room in the cold, even though he was injured and all the things, whatever. Okay. Then she talks about, I think this is interesting, and I know that this can happen if you like haven't went to the bathroom in a long time, but she says this kid keeps having accidents and it's like, over and over again, but she's giving him Miralax. Like, so I don't know. That stood out to me too. She said at one point that Gannon's pain tolerance is very high. And then she straight up says, I don't care what y'all say or what evidence you have. You have it wrong. You're wrong. I didn't do anything. She's basically just like, I don't care what you. Then I can't believe her. I can't. What did she think was going to happen? Because he's trying to tell her, like, I can help you basically be safe from whoever might have Gannon if you can tell on him. And she's like, I don't know, I really need protection. I need it for me, my family, heart, all the people. And let me see here. Yeah, Gaines, I don't care what you have. Then he says, Letecia, if there was a shred of evidence that pointed to another person, that would be different. There's literally not a shred of evidence. He said something that had me thinking about Summer Wells for a moment. He said 90% of parents, 90% of missing kids are missing because of their parents. So probably either their parents are responsible or it's like a vendetta against the parents. But regardless, 90% of kids that are missing, their parents are involved in why. I have an early child, born early, his GI as well. His pain tolerance is very low. Sorry about all that water bottle noise. Hold on though, you guys. Just 1 sec, please. Well, more like 20 seconds. This lady makes me need a daggone cigarette. So I had to come outside and haul all my stuff, the computer, my water, a big old notebook, because I'm using this giant notebook now. Okay, I was muted, Bree. I'm sorry. I thought of summer as well, and stats after 48 hours, then a month. I know, D. So, I don't know. But she says at one point, I already knew you guys were listening. That's why I said all that, because I was angry. Like, what? That's why you made up all the lies, because you were mad at Al, but you knew the police were listening, but you keep saying you haven't lied to the police? What? Would love to see her reaction when they tell her they found Gannon. Oh my God, Tiff, so exhausted. Hey, Crime Lines and Lies. Good to see you. That's where I listened today, but a lot of it I was behind, so I wasn't really in the chat. But oh my God. Then Agent Grusing tells her, and this is kind of interesting. He says, if you don't tell us where to go investigate, we have no one to chase if we don't chase you. I mean, what does she think's going to happen? Like I don't know. It's very, she is mentally draining, but this is the thing with a lot of these cases, like you want to figure out why they, like what makes them tick that way, right? So you're constantly trying to like get into the mind or the psychology of the person who did this and understand why. And that is what is so exhausting with her, in my opinion. Deborah, I saw a little bit about that. I'm going to go back and watch Checkmate Humanity had a live on it tonight. Actually, here's her channel. And then Lynn, will you do me a favor and get Crime Lines and Lies? Because I just mentioned her. If you guys aren't over there, she's streaming the trial right now. And then Checkmate Humanity has a video on the lawsuit thing. Okay. He says, I asked her a question about blood in the bedroom. She returned with a question to me. If she's responsible, then where's Gannon? That was the question. Now, I liked, at first, he tries to I don't know. He gives her he has a lot of patience, and he's much more patient than I think I could ever be. And he really, really tries to keep her talking and all of that. But he does stand up at certain points and call her out on things. Her psychology is resentment against Sal and Landon. I know it's sick. Even today, the things that she said today, finding out she wanted Gannon she literally admits to him to Agent Grusing that she wanted Gannon to see that his mom did things that were wrong, that she wasn't perfect or wasn't pulling her weight or whatever. Okay, so then we get into the Google searches, and y'all, I could not believe this. I'm like, wait a minute, because remember, that affidavit was written up just prior to this arrest, and this was not in this. There was a couple that I had not seen before. Thank you, Lynn, so much. I appreciate that. And then Melissa, we were talking about her video in a couple of days too. Okay, so the first one is, this is exactly what he says. Blood is squirting from an arterial bleed, direct pressure, not controlling. And that's I shared a community post earlier where I quoted that, and I said something like, between this and all of the little things, like the little Easter eggs, the little truths that come through in her lies, Gannon had a busted nose, or we're getting ready to get to, he hit his head moving the beds, and that's why the head injury and all of that. In between all the little things that come through there, and her search it paints a really, really dark picture. And yeah, a lot of it is about Landon. You can see that comes back in the thing. Or how about the Google search? I don't like my stepson. Or I don't like my stepson. Should I get a divorce? Or this one was quite interesting. I want immunity because it was gang related. I mean, I just cannot. And he's going through calling her out on some of these. Some of them, she's like, "Oh, I would never Google that." Some, she's like, "Oh yeah, I accidentally. Well, I mean, I click stuff sometimes, or oh yeah, I get mad at Al and look some crazy stuff up too." I know, Alpha. Corey, me too. I want to know why, and I want to know what exactly happened because we have a good idea, but we don't know. And I can't make sense of the blood in the living room and 2 pieces of carpet. So she replaced it twice. One had wax with blood, and one just had blood that was found in the storage building. We don't know what really took place in there. Oh, and we mentioned this on Jen Lou's, but I hadn't talked about it over here. So she said in the Law and Crime chat, and trigger warning, this is horrific. I don't usually like to even do that. We're talking about true crime, but just the thought of this is really devastating. But they were talking about, his bed being moved and the blood him being like them, the blood spatter analysis, them coming back and saying that it appeared that he was close to the floor and the pattern of the blood and those things. And someone had a theory that Gannon was trying to run from her and went under the bed. And maybe that is why, because a lot of people thought, did she close her eyes and shoot, or she didn't? It doesn't appear that she used the pillow as like some sort of silencer, but she missed twice. But what if he was like behind the bed or under the bed or pinned in between the bed and the wall, and the pillow was somewhere there, and she was just firing because she had attacked him and he was trying to get away from her? I don't know. That kind of made sense to me. It's a horrific thought, but it does make perfect sense. Hey, Sleuth Mom. Hey, Lynn, will you do me a favor and share Sleuth Mom too? She's streaming the trial too, and she also does a really great job. Crazy Mama. Yeah, but that's different. And even he said today, he's like, a lot of these may not be related to this at all. Crime lines and lies. I know. Oh God, I've thought about that before. Just the amount of like attention on you and your life and every single move you've made, like that would be really tough. It really would, no matter what. Like even Dawn and Candace, who, look, I've said many times, one, their story changes. There are things that have changed. I don't care who says what. And some of it just doesn't make sense. And maybe they're totally innocent and maybe they're not. We just don't know yet. But God, it'd be tough sometimes, I think it'd be tough to be in their shoes. Of course it would be with Summer and stuff. No, but I'm talking about just the internet stuff. Hey, Parker. Yeah, there was more phone calls, and then there was an interrogation, which was very, very interesting because it took place after her arrest. And we didn't know any of the things, like we were aware of a lot of her shenanigans up until her arrest. But besides her escape attempts, we hadn't really heard much about a lot of this. Okay. Didn't the Emmy say the shots were before he? No, the Emmy said the shots. The Emmy said she cannot determine if the gunshots or the blunt force trauma were the force that took his life, but she thinks that either would have, and that after either one of those, it would be very hard for him to be fighting back and that kind of thing. So she does believe the sharp force injuries took place first. Oh, Parker, you got to listen. It is really interesting. If you rewind too, we went through like some of the phone calls and stuff, and I played like some of the parts that were most notable to me. So then Agent Grusing says, let's see, this was like, when he said this, I was like, damn, you are good. He said, this makes, talking about her Google searches, These make me very sad reading them because I can see you are the one doing all the work. I'm like, dang, that was a good. And she's like, yeah, I was. You know what? I was. And I was frustrated about that. And, I was frustrated about his mom not helping because he mentioned some Google searches about Landon, of course. And then, oh, man, then our last recording, which I left it inside. So just 1 sec. I'm going to get it really quick. Okay. Let's see. Deborah, I listened, but that part was so quiet. I don't know. It really needs to be enhanced because, think about the Lori Vallow call we heard the other day with her and Colby. And then after we heard it enhanced, there was so many parts that I didn't catch the first time. I ran in there. Let me see. Okay. This one's 2 minutes long.
That sort of thing. And had to bandage it up. And
well, I don't remember saying anything about bandaging up.
I think you said Quincy Brown tried to bandage it up.
Oh, I think it's making me about that. Yeah. I was going to say, I don't remember me saying I did that.
Oh, he did suffer a head wound. Yes. Head or neck.
Okay.
And that is what caused the blood there. And so, even if you choose not to tell us where Gannon is today because you're too nervous or whatever else, we would like to know where that was on him. So if we find him on our own, if you've given me the clues to go find him, that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. Where was that wound?
Gannon is alive.
He's alive. Okay. But where was that wound? Was it his neck or his head?
I don't.
Gannon is alive, but I don't know where he's at or how to get him, but he's alive.
What do you think about a neck or head?
Well, you had to clean up the wall. You went ahead.
That was not. That is not even from what you're talking about there. Had nothing to do with anything from Saturday, Sunday, and whatever. That had nothing to do with anything.
How could it not?
It did
That
not.
was a lot of blood.
It did not.
You're going to have to explain that.
Sir, it did not.
So just tell me how.
It did not. I promise
But
you.
you're not going to tell me how. So where we can help you with
You're not going to help me.
Why not help you? How are you going to get up, Letecia, on the stand after telling all these stories, which we're going to ask you about, and then say, I can explain all that, and it's some party that I never told law enforcement to go chase? If Dan is alive, we have an 11-year-old kid somewhere being held against his will, and you're not telling us. You might as well have done this yourself. That's why I'm saying.
Let me help you get out right there.
She takes a little bit of a liking to Agent Grusing, though, and she wants to talk to him, but not with the cameras on and all of that. And Jenny, I'm so glad you like catching up too, and I love talking about it with you guys. It's really exhausting and just it's emotionally I don't know. It makes you really mad and pissed off, and then really heartbroken, and then I don't know. It's just a roller coaster, and it's tough. So it's really nice to be able to sit around and kind of chat with you guys about it. And she does bring up certain objects multiple times. Funny how little things start to leak from her. I wonder how many stories we haven't heard yet. Avery, I can't believe we're still hearing new ones. When she said that he left Petco, when she came out of the truck, he was gone. I was shocked that was another version. And then we have more after that. Okay, let's see. So, yeah, I like him calling her out like he was just there. How's she going to explain all of the things? Quincy, the lies, the bandages, the blood on the stand. What are you going to do, Letecia? Then she starts to give another version of events where he doesn't come home almost. And she does several versions of events with this, but it's really confusing. But anyways, at one point they're talking about him going out to the car, and Agent Grusing, she says, no, he walked out to the car. Y'all seen that? Or he was walking. And Agent Grusing said not walking very well. And I thought that was notable because we've all wondered, even the neighbor said at one point that he seemed to be drugged. You know, when he saw him that morning on the video, he wasn't right. He appeared to be slow, maybe drugged. We also saw for ourselves, he walks out to the vehicle, to the truck, and he drops something. And then he just looks down and like doesn't bend down and get it. And that's not how we work typically. We just have a reflex so you know that he was not in a good place that morning. And then they have this off-cam conversation, and she really tries anything and everything she can to get just, I don't know, it's crazy. Let's see. Then we have another story that it could be someone from this app in her phone. Damn, I forgot about that till I see it here in my notes. Then we hear about a head injury, okay? And this is kind of like her explanation for the blood, which she has more to say about that in a moment. But we do hear about a head injury that supposedly happened Saturday, September the 25th, or January the 25th, when they were pushing the beds together, or pushing the bed or whatever, Saturday. So I wonder why. She has a reason for everything. So I really wonder why. Hey, Delene. Hey, U.S. Galucci. Then we have Angel, who looks a lot like her, apparently. Okay, she says, in fact, this is what I was looking for earlier that she said about Gannon and Lena. In fact, if you go back on the record, I had a way better relationship with Gannon than Lena. If you go back on the record, Letecia, and also to be their parents and hear that, like, imagine what Lena probably went through. What did these kids, I don't know. It's, your mind can go many places with this. Then he calls her out again on the blood. And let's see. How, this blood that was cleaned up. And she asked if it was smeared and some weird questions like that. But then she has this to say. After you let someone stay there for weeks. And he's like, I didn't let anybody stay there. And she's like, well, people were living there that weren't me. Whatever you're saying that was done extra, that's how she said it. Whatever you're saying that was done extra, maybe you can talk to them about that. I wasn't there, and y'all had other people in my house. Letecia, those other people didn't come until Gannon had been missing. You make no sense, lady. I just can't. Thank you, Avery. Has anyone wondered why they didn't let Al break down and cry and beg and plead with her on those calls? I wonder if she would have caved. I hadn't actually even thought about that. That's really interesting. But they definitely were really tactical about this, because like I said at the beginning, what did he say? He said, hold up. I don't remember where it's at. I thought that I'd found it, but now I've lost it, y'all. I lost my train of thought. Just forget it. It'll come back to me in a minute. But no, I don't. I have wondered about that. Oh yeah, about them being tactical. He said, they would gauge what she would, once she heard of certain evidence, she would fit her story and change it and alter it around whatever they said. So they had to be very thoughtful about what they said, and to try to get certain information out of her. Unfortunately, I don't think she's capable of feeling any empathy. He said he was trained to look for illogical use of pronouns, which I thought that was kind of interesting. Al did what he was told by the FBI. Yeah. Hey, he did a good job, he really did. Then she says at one point she has no motive. Like, I don't know. She says this is more of her talking Gannon of, like I was saying. Gannon helped me with everything. He pulled the slack for everybody. Where everyone else was lacking, Gannon's the one who picked up. Me and Gannon were so much alike. We both had tummy issues and this and that and so. Hey, Woofy. Heard an interesting new thought on Al today. He should have checked Letecia's back when she accused his workmates of raping her. Oh, back then, yeah. We heard a little bit about that in the trial, but I don't know much more than that. Like, I know that she made accusations, but... Hey, Eris. Evening from Florida Hospital for orthopedic surgery. Tonight is my last night in the hospital after my leg surgery Tuesday. Oh, that's awesome, Aries. I'm glad you're getting ready to go home, and I hope you're all right. She probably thought Gannon would have brought them together. She is nasty. He really held it together for sure. Poor guy probably cries on the inside daily. Letecia was the same person with everyone. She lied to everyone, rambled on and on with everyone, and misled. Well, I have not had a chance to look at much for Lori. So what I want to do is I want to look on Twitter, see what we can pull up from Letecia, like the most latest little clips or things or memes, because they're always pretty entertaining. And then we will see what we can find that has kind of been the most, at least the things that are talked about the most that's happened in the courtroom with Lori. All right, let's see. This one says, Gannon is alive and I can help you. I can't help you unless people are willing to help me. That's actually a pretty clear photo of that compared to like how it looked on my phone. She's definitely put on a little bit of weight too. I mean, not that that matters. It's just noticeable. Something I noticed. Craig says, I've never seen a defendant so giddy, jolly, and full of glee while watching their lies exposed one by one. Letecia is just laughing uncontrollably, having the time of her life with their lawyers. Never mind her dead stepson being discussed. Rumor has it, if you watch the full unedited version, Letecia Stauch crawls out of the TV and tells you that you have 7 days to get her a Hot Pocket and immunity. I have to send that one to Jenn. Hey, Elsie. Hey, Melissa. King. I hope one gets stuck in her throat, Pointer Lover, a honey bun. The clip of the day. It's true. Pregnant belly full of money. You cannot make this up. Let's hear it.
She could be involved in something.
We heard it already, but...
I think that's pregnant, but money in her belly means.
Probably robbed a bank.
Okay, she might have.
Or I have.
She could be involved in something crazy, right?
Yeah. I would be scared of myself, even if it was a woman.
Yeah. But that's pretty scary, right? You're making fun of this like it's...
No, I'm not. If somebody got in my truck with a pregnant belly full of cash, I'd be worried to death.
I'd be scared too.
Money in her belly.
If somebody got in my truck with a pregnant belly full of cash, I'd be worried to death. Oh my God. You guys, wow. It's too bad that he couldn't say, we think we found Gannon. Let's see. The people Al wanted a threesome with have Gannon Stauch. This biatch can lie effortlessly. It's crazy. I can't believe that she thought people were going to believe this. Bernice Sykes says Landon is giving a victim impact statement. I saw this earlier. There's nothing but death that could stop her, and maybe not even that. Letecia messed with the wrong one. Anastasia, Al is the most patient person on this earth. More about the pregnant lady. Shoo, we made it, y'all. Have a great weekend. Hiding behind her hair again. Yeah, of course. She's unbelievable, you guys. I think that's kind of why we're all like, wow, because look, like how you think she couldn't shock you more, but she does it. Hold my beer. God knows I did not hurt Gannon, and I'm okay with that. FBI agent. Well, you can convince yourself of that all day. Letecia. Okay, sir, that's not helping me, sir. Yeah, people are blown away. Blown away. Look, this too much. I know. It is too much, real deal. Too much. Let me see what you guys think. I've been telling my hubby. Oh, my contacts. I've been telling my hubby all the stories she spun, and he asked if I think her stories come from incidents that have happened in her life. I didn't know how to answer that. That is kind of interesting, Brie, and it's possible. She pulls a lot. There are hidden. She's like a Taylor Swift music video. There is stuff hidden all in what she says, all in it. Yeah, she said. Didn't she say twins? Which I hadn't heard that until the trial either. When she said Angel looked a lot like her, I got a bit worried. It was the first thing I heard that I really thought the jury might use this towards insanity. Well, even I wrote in my notes, this is exactly how I wrote it today, and this is just how I feel, truthfully. Okay, I wrote having Gannon call her different names because she doesn't like her original name. And then my own thoughts are very interesting how this keeps coming up. Strange behavior for an adult woman. And, and I stand by that. A middle-aged adult female should not. So it is, we keep hearing that. Even Harley, remember, she had a safe word. She was supposed to call Letecia by her middle name or something like that. That is weird and bizarre. I don't think she has DID, but I still am concerned that these kind of things may lead somebody to think she does. I was shocked watching the FBI agent had trouble keeping her from diverting. Oh my goodness. Oh, Elsie. I've been following true crime for a long time, and I don't think I've ever wanted justice for anyone as bad as I do Gannon. Completely gutted hearing her bullshit. I know, Elsie. I'm so with you. J girl, yes, I forgot about that. I can't believe I didn't make a note of that either. And he even says he believed she couldn't vocalize it at that point. Her anxiety was so high, she had to write that down. They were talking about this head injury, and that well, they talked about head injury a couple of times, but they were talking about a head injury, and yeah, she wanted to write it down. Oh, Brie Crumbs, how did I miss that? Yeah, I totally missed her say that. What do you guys think about her quote, her Google search, the artery one? The blood is squirting from an arterial bleed, direct pressure, not controlling. One sec, let me look for something. What is an arterial bleed? Arterial bleeding. Arteries have higher pressure and the blood travels faster. It spurts out rapidly and is difficult to stop. And they do talk a lot about the patterns on the wall. And, I believe they're probably able to figure out basically step by step of what she did to an extent, because they obviously won't know why or certain weapons if they don't find them or things like that. But blood spatter can tell a lot. It means something or she wouldn't have searched it. I think so too, Yorkie. I want to know what that is. I really do. Was she trying to save him at that point or just not get blood everywhere? or what? I don't know. Oh, okay, B crumbs. I remember him asking about that and like anxiety and stuff, and I remember her even mentioning her damn Ativan again. Alex, she could have gotten his pericardial artery in the top of his arm, because then the autopsy showed a stab wound in the inner like half of his arm. You know what? 22 tantrums. I'd have to go back because I did save all of that and look. Or, because I'm not exactly sure. I do remember some odd places that there were stab wounds, like even around the head and the ears, on the neck, chest. Yeah, he did, Ava. He had them in the chest and in the neck and the head. 22 tantrums. Oh, man, let me look that up because I don't know where that's at. Hold on. Brachial artery. Okay, there we go. It's this one. Very possible. You're smart. 22 tantrums. I thought I was weird because I once Googled about a big cyst that popped up on my doggies and how serious it could be. I think I'm normal now. The gunshot severed his spine and could have hit an artery in his head, carotid artery. Oh, that's possible, Deborah. Yeah. Yep, sunset gazing. That one's near the armpit. So was the candle thing just another one of her lies? Was he injured before the candle? That's something I would love to know too. So we know that carpet was replaced twice. They found a piece of carpet with wax on it and blood in the dumpster. They also found a piece of carpet with blood on it in the storage room. Teresa pointed out that in the picture Letecia shared of the wax spill and like the burn in the carpet, you can actually see a demarcation line in the carpet where it's on new carpet. So she had already replaced it once. And I'm curious, maybe it's because blood had seeped through that carpet pad or something, but she burnt it after that and then replaced it again. Oh, you should, Avery. I'd like to see that because I've knocked over candles before and they just put themselves out. Yeah, now my Google history is questionable. Does everyone think this was planned or building through hate and then the abuse went a step too far and she went off, or planned for that weekend? D, I think building through hate, resentment, and jealousy of Landon and the kids and their love for their mom and Al's devotion to his kids and that kind of stuff. I think she was resentful that she was at home. We hear her even today. She's talking about, having the kids by herself. Because at one point, Landon and Lena and Gannon stayed with her. Al was in Alaska, and they were living in South Carolina with her. She was taking him to school every day. She said, I think Lena was in kindergarten and Gannon was in the 4th grade. She talks about that today. Yeah, J Girl. Yeah, he was fighting back for sure. I do too, Chitty Chatty Mag. They're putting together some things for sure, Bye, Deborah. All right, let me do a little search for Lori. Let's see what we can find. I'll look at Pretty Lies and Alibis and see. And, well, first we'll just do Lori Vallow and see the top things that come up from today. Today is the first day I've really not been able to keep up with this much at all. So I thought we'll just do it together because we have to know a little bit at least about what's happening in both. That's just the plan. Maria, I think you're right. She did. She wanted to be most important. Number one. And you know what? Let me tell you guys something. I know people here already know this, but just for the one or two that might not. When you get with a man, if he has kids, Those kids come before you. You should never expect to come before someone's kids, a man or a woman, actually. Ever. That is ridiculous, selfish, immature, and should never happen. When you start to, and if someone thinks, like, wants you to put them before your kids, run. Damn it, run. Didn't I hear a part of the testimony today where Letecia actually admitted that the fire was something that they thought would get out? Yes, she did 22 tantrums. I forgot about that. She said she played up. She said that she acted like the fire was a little bit worse than it was because she wanted Al to come back. They all did, she said. They all did. They were all in on it. Oh, thank you, Jenny. Thank you. I missed you too, Wolfie. I wonder if she heard him. They then tried to set him on fire, then drugged him so that he was passed out when Harley got home. Well, I mean, I think we definitely know that she sent Harley downstairs to tell him good night, I believe, so Harley could say she saw him that night. He was there. Or something. Something happened that night. And I don't know what the candle plays, what role the candle plays, or even potentially box cutters or scissors or baseball bats, or, I hope that we find out more. What is more handsome than a great dad? Ain't that the truth, Cray Cray? That is true. Any parent that is, I feel like that about, any parent that is a good parent, that is attractive. She also said Gannon slept with them in the bed. She said, B. Crumbs, that Gannon was up there with them for a few minutes, but then he went to Lena's room, but then he went back downstairs for her to his bedroom. But Harley's the one who said that the nighttime thing. But yeah, Harley said it wasn't typical for them to go say goodnight, but they did that night. Yep. Lisa, that is why I'm single. Too many wanted to be put before my kids, including my daughter's father. I don't need that. Stopped dating 4 years ago, and I don't miss it. Lisa, being alone is really underrated. It's really nice to be in control of your own life decisions and everything you do and those kind of things. Did you see the new body cam came out of Lori's niece getting arrested? I've seen like a couple clips. I haven't got to see it all though, no, but I did see like images and little clips of it. Okay, let me go over here and let's look at the latest. Well, Nate Eaton 11 hours ago. A realtor describes a dark and creepy feeling in Lori Vallow's Rexburg home. Wow. Rick Robinson will never forget walking into an apartment on Pioneer Road in Rexburg. Let's check this out really quick. This looks kind of interesting. I wonder if this is... Ooh, I have a new video I might do about Brian Koberger. Like, there's a couple new interviews and stuff. I thought maybe I could do like maybe a pre-record or something. Just to like, it's a really, kind of interesting, but okay. Come on, load. Susan Moore, you know who I think it might have been like JLR that showed that had it where I saw it. I love that, Elizabeth. That's very sweet. Okay. Realtor describes dark, creepy, evil feeling in Lori Vallow's Rexburg apartment. Wait, this is an interview test? Is that what you're talking about? Oh, look, Robinson shared the picture with East Idaho News, including the date stamp that shows it was taken January 21st, 2020. 4 days later, we confronted Vallow and Daybell in Hawaii. The children were eventually found in June. It says Toy Story prizes, double prizes, and it says JJ. Oh, my gosh. Oh, okay, Tess. Let me just click on it then for a minute. Let's see what it is, how long it is. Sorry about that, you guys. All right, let's see.
So tell me about how you got involved with Lori Vallow's apartment, at least cleaning it out a few years ago.
Yes, we were hired to list it by the property owner. So by that time, I think when we listed, she was probably already in Hawaii.
Bindi.
I had no idea that was her place when we first went over there. I mean, we've sold so many of those units over there. I mean, it was just, to us, it was just another home over there. So we really hadn't put two and two together. So, but I remember going over there just to do an initial walkthrough before we got a photographer out there, and just to kind of see what kind of condition it was in. And like I was kind of telling you in the email, I mean, the second I walked into that place, and I've been through thousands of homes, it was the darkest, creepiest. I mean, you felt like you could cut the air with a knife. It was just so thick.
Wow, you guys. Imagine that, but that's crazy.
Thick in there. It was the weirdest
thing.
Of
course.
And I remember walking in, I'm like, this is weird. Like,
we'd love to hear your thoughts on all the things
and I remember
from today.
just like turning on lights, trying to get it, and it almost felt like nothing would brighten that place up. It was bizarre. It was like the weirdest thing.
Did you know the house was associated to them? You didn't.
Had no idea.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So, and I remember just kind of walking through the house, taking a look at everything, and the house was spotless. They must have hired a cleaner or something to come through. But yeah, I remember just kind of walking around, and then the last place I went was into the garage. And
I did too,
when I
preschool
saw
Grammy.
that box. With
Oh,
JJ
love you
on
too,
it.
Lisa.
And all of a sudden, it just kind of dawned on me. I'm like, no way.
Do it, Woofy.
This can't be the place. So, but anyway, yeah, I sent you those pictures.
Yeah.
So it was that cardboard little house that he was, cutting out, had it on it. And there's probably 4 boxes like that. And they all had, JJ's name on it.
Oh, wow.
And then it kind of dawned on me, well, when I walked in, the front door jamb was broken. So, because I don't remember if they had to bust in her door when
they did. Yeah, I talked about that in court. That it was a no lock warrant. So, do you remember, Rick, what month this was?
That was January.
Hey, Jen.
Hey, babe. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm happy to see you. How are you? Hey, Amber.
I'm good. We went out to dinner and had a little fun, and now I'm ready to be with my girls.
Yay. Well, good. I'm glad, because I just said something and I was like, damn it, if Jenley was here. Which part was it? I don't know, but what are your thoughts? I know you watched today.
Oh, on Letecia. Oh my God. First of all, I have to give some props, a lot of props really, and thank yous to the prosecutor, because when he started questioning the FBI agent, the former, because he's no longer, and mentioned a 5-hour interrogation video, my whole soul was just, I just couldn't deal. I was like, 5 hours of her. Thankfully,
thank God.
He pared it down, because, and I have to say, the parts that he picked were good parts. So how are you going to gaslight the FBI, Letecia? How does that happen, ma'am?
Oh my God. She damn sure tried. I don't care what evidence you have. Didn't happen. You might as well talk to the people who stayed there after me.
That is what blew me away. So here she is. First, she starts out. We probably went over all this, though, and I feel bad that I'm going over it again. So
that's all right. I don't care. We love to hear your opinion. There were even people that were asking, "Where's Jen?" People, we want to hear from you. So,
well, our anniversary, Allie knows, and the Word Girls know. Our anniversary is Sunday, but my husband's on call Saturday and Sunday, so we decided to celebrate it today. 28 years, you guys. So, yeah. Anyway, so she starts out by wanting to put her whole ass family in WITSEC. I mean, honestly, that's really what she was asking for. I need protection. I need protection for my family, for my daughter, for my dogs, for my cousins, for my neighbor that I live next door to in 5th grade, everybody. And unless you can offer me protection, I ain't saying shit. And then doesn't say shit anyways.
Oh my
The poor
God.
Asian is like, because honestly, and I know he was playing a role, and I know he agreed and said some things that he did not mean. Like, I do think that on some level he was acknowledging that it is a hard job to raise children, even when and be a military wife, or even when
Oh
your
yeah.
significant other is gone a lot or works a lot of hours. It's and I know that struggle. That's how it was for my kids. Not a military mom, but you know, my husband had to work
Well,
a
he
lot
put
so
into
that
that
we
a
could
lot,
have stuff. Yeah, she
right?
did.
You
She
remember
did.
he said something like, no, he did too, because at one point he says, like, talking about the Google searches, these make me really sad reading them because, I can see that you're doing all the work.
Yes.
He
Yes.
said
And
that. I
I
was like,
think
oh,
because when you listen to those, and he did, he was right there on those calls. And
mm-hmm.
I think that what he took, and this was incredibly astute, and this is what separates men from women, in my opinion. Okay. A lot of times when women complain or they're upset about something, we really just want to be listened to. We want somebody to say, "We hear you. I hear you. I hear what you're saying." But if you do that to a man, if you tell me I'm wrong, ladies, when you go to vent to your husband wants to come up with a solution. And sometimes there are not solutions. You just really want to be heard. You just want to vent. You want to get it out. You're not really looking for him to solve it, but men are solvers. That's just that's like biologically, it's not that women can't be. It's just that that's kind of the roles, right? So
Yeah.
he picked up on that. And because that's really what Letecia wanted. She really wanted somebody to tell her, I hear you. It's hard. Now,
Yep.
she's not going to put her guard down, though. She is keenly aware. I think he thought that would get her to soften, and it didn't.
I do too. I thought it was kind of smart of him though, because she says, well, he said, when he said that, he said, you're doing all the work. And she's like, yeah, I was. Exactly. She
That's what she
definitely
wanted
used
to
the
be
opportunity
validated.
to. Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's what she wanted. She wanted to be validated, but was not going to be that easy. And my favorite, one of my most irritating parts was when he was talking about his job and the things that he has seen along the way.
Mm-hmm.
She says to him, well, bad things might happen in your house, but they don't happen in mine. I'm sorry, bad things happen in your house, but no bad things happen in my bitch girl. Let's stop first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God.
And what would really get her to fall to pieces is when he would bring up the blood and the head injury. I didn't say anything about a head injury. I didn't say that. Yes, you did. You just literally said that 2 seconds ago, Letecia. We all heard you.
Or she's like, no.
You.
That was not from any of that. That was not from that. That was from something else. That was, what happened the night before took place in a small location.
Yes.
I got to hear your thoughts on these Google searches. Okay, particularly a couple. This one, I want immunity because it was gang related.
Are you in that gang, dummy?
And then we have.
Are you clicked up, Letecia? Say it again.
I think she was going to use it as a story, but as one of her stories. But she says, I don't like my stepson, and I don't like my stepson. Should I get a divorce?
Yes, the answer is yes, Letecia. I don't know how you didn't like your stepson, because Gannon seems like a precious little boy, darling little boy, a regular kid. Kids are complex. They're humans. They have complex emotions. They have complex thoughts, just like we do. Like, what the hell, Letecia? But yes, the answer is yes.
Yeah, you should have got a divorce. And well, how do you're searching that, but you're telling this FBI guy, oh, Gannon was, he pulled the weight when everyone else slacked. He always listened to me. Matter of fact, me and him got along better than me and Lena, and all the,
Okay, that's another thing I noticed that she said. She also said that her and Gannon were just alike.
yes, with the stomach issues and something else, but I don't remember the other thing. Hey, Eric.
And the anxiety. And they like to do everything and they together and they had the same likes and everything. That's lies. That's lies. When somebody, like, I have things in common with all four of my children. They're my children. Okay? I mean, they're their own people. My oldest daughter and I look very, very similar, almost identical, really. And my granddaughter looks like her mama, who looks like me. But Olivia and Elizabeth are their own people.
Right.
They're not an extension of me, which that everybody is an extension of Letecia. That's what's wrong with her.
Exactly.
She's just a fucked up duck, y'all.
It's exactly how I see her too. Now, this last one we talked about for a half a second when you called, but I want to hear your thoughts and for everybody else too. The blood is squirting from an arterial bleed, direct pressure, not controlling.
Yeah, Letecia, because when you nick an artery, that requires surgery and cauterization that you're not equipped to do.
Do you think that, sorry, I hit my vape and it's choking me. Do you think that what do you think she was doing at that point? Trying to save him or trying to keep it from being so messy or something?
She was trying to keep it from being so messy.
Because at that point, she knew she wasn't saving him.
No, she wasn't trying to save him. What she was trying to do was keep the mess. And so the thing about when blood spurts out like that, it's because of the blood. The blood is pumping it, so it sprays. You know what I mean? And that's messy, for lack of a better word. It's messy. And that's what she was trying to avoid, was a mess.
She's so evil.
Evil. Just absolutely evil. And I have to say, you guys, I watched it all day with the exception of lunch. Obviously, there was an hour that they weren't talking, so I didn't watch that hour. But then I came right back as soon as they resumed after lunch and listened to more of the interrogation. But when she busted out that there was a threesome with a girl who looked similar to her, named Angel, and she took Gannon, I like to have died. And it was at that moment that I said, if she mentions ninjas, I'm quitting because I can't take it no more. I could not. And at this point, and there were a lot of points today. I think one time, even I know I commented frequently in Law and Crime, and I know I can't remember what it was that she said, but I was so irritated with her that I said in the chat that that the only way to destroy this kind of evil is to throw her in the fires of Mount Doom. And only people that know the Lord of the Rings will get that joke. But that's how I feel. Like, this is just, I've never seen anything coming. I'm reading chat. I've never seen anything like her.
Me neither.
I've never. She is like she's like Dahlia DiPolito, Jodi Arias, what's the other one? Stephanie Lazarus, all wrapped up into one. She's like the trifecta of evil. I've never seen one single person embody as much bullshit as she. I'm flabbergasted by her, and yet I cannot look away.
With confidence. She does it with so much confidence.
Yes,
that's the crazy thing.
Yes. Doesn't even take a breath as he is interjecting like reality into the situation or evidence that they found. She just plows on with her story and then changes a couple of details.
Yep, exactly.
And
Okay, so
then
Lori Vallow. Oh, go ahead.
what
Keep going.
happened with her?
I didn't keep up today, really. So I thought, well, okay, so
Okay.
I thought we could look together for a second and maybe watch a
Okay.
recap. And then
Okay.
this person says that okay, look, it says the witness says, hold on. Where did it go? It said basically the witness said Lori Vallow told her friends, like, you have to leave your kids for this. We gotta this is a mission that we can't have our kids on. But this is a recap. Let's go to this because it says 7 witnesses.
Busy day for the prosecution in the Lori Vallow murder
I'll
trial. The
pause
former
it in a
Arizona mom
second.
accused
Okay.
of killing her 2 children and conspiring in the murder of her husband's first wife.
A bizarre case linked to extreme religious beliefs, and according to authorities, Fox 10 investigator Justin Lum recaps the testimony from today's witnesses.
7 witnesses took the stand today, 4 of them law enforcement, but the first was Sergeant Nathan Moffitt, a detective with Chandler PD back in July of 2019. Moffitt is significant because he interviewed Lori Vallow's brother, Alex Cox, after he shot and killed her then husband, Charles Vallow. Alex claimed self-defense and said Charles hit him in the head with a baseball bat. We now know Lori was there at the home when the shooting happened, but left only to return to the crime scene an hour later. She's since been indicted in Maricopa County for
Was this from yesterday then or tonight? It says.
It has to have been from yesterday.
Okay.
I
Interesting.
think,
Well,
right?
I don't know because I didn't look.
Well,
Like I
you're
said, I
asking
thought we
me,
just
so
looked together.
obviously you. Oh my God, Jen Lou, you're asking, so obviously you don't know.
No, because like
I
I
need
said at the
help.
beginning, I honestly did not. Today is the first day I didn't even check Lori. I really didn't have a moment to do it with Letecia. I was
No,
behind.
because Letecia was like in fuego today.
Oh yeah,
She was
So
just,
I
I mean,
thought we'd just look together. Okay, it's
we
from
thought
yesterday.
those
We can
calls
still
were
listen.
something, right? We thought, okay, the call, this is as bad as it's going to get. Here comes Letecia. Time to hold my beer and hold my hoops, you know?
Yep.
Took her
Oh, so
hoops
we
out,
haven't
put her
done a-
hair up, and then acted a straight fool.
We hadn't done a recap over here either since a couple things came out. Like we talked about it on your channel briefly, but Colby, the "all my baby" comment. I don't know if we mentioned that here, but the
We
$2
did.
million life. Okay, all right. It's confusing, the Lori stuff. Thank you guys. Let's listen to this though, because it's from yesterday, and might as well just
Okay.
get like a end of the week.
What about the
kind of thing.
2 million? What were you going to say
Yeah,
about that?
So it came out that Lori had actually had a life insurance policy on herself that Colby was the sole beneficiary to. And Teresa had asked, was this an old one? But this is something new because Nate said she changed it in 2019 to only Colby. And he was basically saying that those policies are very expensive. You know, they're not the easiest to get. Life insurance policies for that big, especially when you're not super wealthy. You know, she is healthy, but it's kind of interesting. Megan Boswell had court this morning. I saw that. I've been thinking about her because she told so many stories like Letecia.
Yeah, and she's not going to court for another 2 years. Her trial's not going to be for another 2 years.
I cannot believe that. That sucks
I know.
so much.
I know. I want to say one last thing about Letecia before I forget, though, because I think
Yeah.
Decrum said it in the chat, that Al was a recruiter and what did he see in her? Well, Letecia had a distinct advantage, okay, because she was friends with Landon. And you know how girlfriends are. You tell your girlfriends, you know, when your husband is pissing you off or he's anything. If he's done something really great, you tell your girlfriends. If he's done something really shitty, you tell your girlfriends. So Letecia had an advantage, in my opinion, in learning about Al from a distance and watching. And this is how NK is. I suspect NK was one of these two, who learns everything they can about the competition, and then goes and is the antithesis of everything.
Yes. Exactly.
We'll call those cleanup women.
Yep. Exactly. That is exactly what NK is.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I don't even know. I wish I could remember what it was with her that I wanted to tell you, because I literally said, oh my God, if Jenn was here, because it was something that we have talked about many times. She also had the story that it was someone from the app. Let me see. Maybe I can make it sense of it in my notes.
Okay. Oh, so Lori didn't have trial today. There was no court on Friday for Lori?
I guess not. No, I don't think
Huh.
so.
All right. Well, damn.
There was another part I thought was kind of interesting that we talked about, but I'd like to get your thoughts. Okay, so having Gannon call her different names because she doesn't like her original name. She said that came out today, that she would have Gannon call her other names because she didn't like her name, which we've heard that, but
What other names did he call her?
they
See,
didn't
that's
say.
interesting to me. It's like she's already starting the process. See, because when she gets to when she's talking to the FBI agent, she's under arrest. This is when they pick her up in South Carolina. This is before she is extradited. Okay, so it is my belief that that when Letecia sat down with that FBI agent, she never ever intended to tell him shit, ever. There was never going to be a moment where she unburdened herself. He was never going to make her feel at ease so that she would, say the things that she had done. That was never going to happen. What Letecia did, in my opinion, I'm not qualified to diagnose or anything, but it seems to me like what she did was she went in there on a fact-finding mission. She wanted to know what they had, which is why her stories got more outlandish, because I think she knew that if she continued to say, this ridiculousness, that at some point he would, and he did, give her some of the evidence that they had. And I believe that is when she started concocting the crazy defense. That's just what I think. I don't think she ever intended to. I think when she's screaming and yelling at the cops in the extradition video and she says she wasn't trying to escape, I actually think she's telling the truth. I don't think her plan was to escape. I think her plan was to do something to work on her insanity defense. She's been working on the insanity defense from jump since her arrest. That's just what I think. Because she's not.
That's interesting.
She's devious, y'all.
And she did, like when she was first arrested, she was spinning in circles and moaning and flipping the lights and doing some really weird stuff. Let's see what this is. Somebody said, I have tons of respect for Landon, which she's right here. They said, I have tons of respect for Landon sitting in the courtroom and not jumping over the tables or something. I don't know what the clip is, but we'll check it out. And then this is out and his new wife's to this side of him.
Oh, I see.
This is Landon. Okay.
I think the reason Landon doesn't do that is because it's what Letecia wants. Letecia wants Landon to be evil. And it doesn't, even though everyone would completely understand and Landon would be justified, it's what Letecia wants. See, right. She's crazy. See how she is. She's violent. And here she is pointing fingers at me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes, she was Kaylee. She tried to blame her a couple times today. But I think Landon just she knows that ain't going to get her what she wants. She wants justice for Gannon, and that she's going to have to hold it in, and that would be hard, but I think that she just knows better.
I think so too. And let's be honest. Landon taking out Letecia is too good for Letecia. She should have to be made to suffer for the rest of her life. And whatever way the universe deems fit, that's what I feel. Okay, you've been trying to play this for like an hour now. Let me be quiet.
That's all right. Hey, I don't care. I'm just happy to hear your thoughts on it all, truly. I don't know, Ava. I don't know. Maybe. You know, I hadn't thought about that. All right, I don't even know what it is, Jen.
What do you think? So much alike. We always like the same things. We always have problems or something. We always do all these things.
You know that there's almost a correlation sometimes between how much you get along with someone and how bad things happen in the house. I'm telling you that, teacher.
Well, maybe that thing's happening in your house.
They happen in the house a lot more than they do out in public.
That's what you were talking about.
Yeah, maybe they happen in your house.
Interesting. Hey, did you hear him say today that 90%, this made me think of summer, 90% of kids that are missing, they are missing. Now, it wasn't clear like their parents kidnapped them, but it has to do with their parents. So either their parents kidnapped them or maybe it's a vendetta against the parents. But 90% of missing kids, the parents are involved in them being missing.
Yes. Because I mean, think about it, especially the younger the kid is. The younger the kid is, the smaller their circle is. And, you know, it's very difficult. It's not impossible. It does happen. However, really, even though we hear about them, stranger abductions are actually, in the scheme of things with children, more rare. It's usually somebody close to the child. That could be a parent, which is why they start at home and then they work their way out. Because you know, children, look, the younger the child is, the smaller their circle is. That's why, like, when you see when something happens to a teenager, the investigation becomes much more involved and there's a lot more man hours. And that's because teenagers have the widest social circles. And when you're a teenager, think back about it, you know, like, what is a friend in high school? You know, you have people that you're really close to, then you have acquaintances, and then you have associates, and then you have, you know what I mean? So it's much more complicated.
That's pretty interesting. I hadn't thought about that, but it's very true. Your circle is smaller. Okay, let's listen. I hope this is what I'm thinking it is, because it says watch clip of her first interview. This is after she's charged with murder. You hear as soon as she comes in, she's like, what are you charging me with? He goes, murder. And she's like, Gannon's murdered? Let's see if that's it, though. I don't know for sure. But yeah.
She's ridiculous.
Oh, the audacity, Jen.
I'm telling you.
Lots of it.
Spring and summer,
just too
hot weather
much.
will be here before you know it. Don't suffer another summer with cold weather windows. Upgrade to energy-efficient windows today.
What you talking about? It's already hotter than the ninth circle of hell.
To my mom.
It is. Oh my God.
Oh, Florida ain't playing.
The FBI met you in the mall parking lot.
Oh, yes.
Do you know why you're here? Did they inform you, the officers, of why you're under arrest?
I'm under arrest.
Yes.
Girl.
For Gannon Stauch. A warrant was issued out of Colorado.
But no, someone could have just called me.
They have called you,
I
Letecia.
apologize for that.
Yeah. Many times I tried to meet with you, and this would be really good, actually, to roast this interview, some of it. But we'd have to.
Oh, we will. We shall.
You want to wait till we? Okay, yeah. But will we do like the clips they release, or how? I hope somebody clipped them. But
I mean, we'll figure it out, because we have to get to the chest paints, and then we have to do the phone calls. So we have Letecia material for many Sundays, like a month of Sundays.
Yes, we do. Is that up? Yeah, that's up all the way, I think. I can't tell. That's weird looking. But okay. Yeah, I think it's like right here where she says that he's been murdered.
She's so ridiculous. Do you know why you're under arrest?
It being a murder warrant. There's, and that's what I'd like to talk with you about today. That's why we're not having a cats of thousands here and whatever, is we would like to get to the bottom of what happened there. I know that a lot of things have gone on with your life, a little bit of how this turned out. Okay, but because you were arrested, you're not free to leave. I need you to sign an advice of rights before we can.
Well, I mean, so I'm getting charged with what now?
So you were charged, and the judge in Colorado Springs signed off. So the way this case worked was El Paso County got the original case. They didn't have enough manpower to work it.
Okay.
So they called the FBI, part of for the FBI, an extension of the profiling unit, and I came in and assisted. And I've been helping for about the last 3 weeks.
Okay.
So our evidence response team, you've probably seen that on the news, we've been doing some searches, et cetera. And then other FBI agents have been writing warrants. So a lot of warrants have been written. We've gone through the court. El Paso Sheriff's Office and FBI have worked together. And we found enough, you call it probable cause, for a warrant to be issued. So that's why you're here today.
Okay, warrant for what though?
It was for the murder.
What murder?
Cannon Stauch.
So Gannon is murdered.
That's what the evidence shows.
Okay.
And I'm happy to share with you evidence, but we can't have a conversation unless you're advised of your rights.
Okay, what am I right? I can.
Okay. There's a lot that happened in that very short clip. So,
yeah.
Immediately, now you guys have to keep in mind that this gentleman is well qualified. In fact, he could have been offered. He could have testified as an expert if the state would have moved for it. He's qualified to be an expert, which would be good, because then an expert is somebody that can offer an opinion. So, but the state didn't do that. I don't know why though. I think they're going to wait. So, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I just thought that was kind of that was interesting as well, because like her lawyer was trying to fight on him being put in as an expert witness. So I don't know. But yeah, no, keep going.
Yeah, they were arguing because he gave an opinion, and in a criminal proceeding, the only people that are allowed to testify and give an opinion are those that have been accepted as an expert. And and they hadn't. He was qualified as an expert, but he wasn't. What's the word I'm looking for? I mean, his CV, it was like 25 pages, you guys. This guy's no joke. He's not playing. And I thought it was particularly interesting when the prosecutor would make a joke, and his sense of the agents or ex-agent, because he's not one anymore, but his sense of humor is so dry. He reminds me a lot of Albert in Twin Peaks, the guy that came to help
I don't think I've ever
Agent Dale Cooper. You've never seen Twin Peaks? Oh, put it on the list of shows Jen has to teach you about, Allie. So good.
Okay, it's on the list.
real dry, real super serious. Okay, so what he's doing I think in this interview from jump is he's letting her know, hey, because he's listened to her conversations with Al, right? He's prepped him. And so he knows that Letecia is going to come in likely and ask for protection or something, because she's talked about it so many times. So he wants her, he's establishing the fact that the FBI outranks the locals, right? They have to be invited in. She doesn't need to know all that business, but bottom line is they're equipped to deal with her. But at the same time, letting her know that they worked as a team. So everything that they know, he knows. And I thought that was very interesting. And I can hear Letecia's wheels spinning on how she's going to play this. Who's murdered? Bitch, who the fuck do you think? And by the way, Letecia, when they came in and arrested you, they told you exactly what you were under arrest for. They always do that. You're under arrest, first-degree murder, for Gannon Stauch. They always tell you your charges. So you need to stop playing with this FBI agent. But yeah, I thought that was really interesting that he established that right away. He tried many different tacks with this woman, and bless his heart, there were a couple of times I think that even he was starting to get frustrated with her. But he didn't let it show, and he didn't deviate, and he didn't lose patience with her. Had it been me in there, I would have said, I need to go check on something. I'll be back. Because if I don't leave this room, I'm about to choke you the fuck out. I'm serious. Like, she infuriates me. Just,
Me too. I don't know how any of them have done it so far. Like Al, him. Oh, wait. Avery said that we can play this. She recreated the candle spill. Let me share your channel, Avery.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Avery has
and
a
the
great
other,
channel.
oh, I'll have to go. I can't believe I didn't know that. I'm sorry, Avery. I'll go check yours out. I'll subscribe as soon as I get off of here because I'm on my phone, so I can't do it from here. But I just thought he just was. I thought he was fantastic. I was mesmerized by him the whole time. I might have a little kind
me
of a
too.
tiny girl crush. But don't tell nobody.
Oh my God, I agree. Not with the girl crush, but all the other parts. But he, Crime Lines and Lies kept calling him Randy Travis, the one that looks like Randy.
Oh, that's what I said. I said he looked like Randy Travis too. I thought he did.
Oh my God, that's funny. I thought it when she said it, I was like, wait, I heard that already. And I couldn't remember where, so I bet you probably said it. And then
I
like
kept waiting for him to.
And she said it today.
I kept waiting for him to bust out with "I'm gonna love you forever."
Oh my goodness, that's why you got the crush on him. No.
I don't think that Randy Travis is even good looking. This guy's good looking, but he sounds like Randy Travis. Okay, one simple webinar presentation. All right, let's hear it, sir.
Sorry about that. Okay, this is really cool, Avery. Thank you.
Oh, wow, Avery. Damn, you hooked us up. Thanks.
We'll just wait to see if anybody hops on here. That one in the back has a very big, tall flame. Huh? Okay, wait. I'm just gonna wait just a second. Okay, just so you guys know, this dog, hush! Just so you guys know, I told my subscribers that we would recreate again the possible candle spill that Letecia Stauch says that Gannon did. You guys, I'm about to sit on my butt out here. So what we did is, okay, some of them have, not yet, Jaden. Some of them have a shorter flame. Some of them have a higher flame. Some of them are about halfway burnt down. We do have water right here, just in case. And because we want to see if Letecia Stauch's story could possibly be true.
No, I didn't, Annie. I'll check after this. Thanks, babe.
I promised my people and Sleuth Mom's people that we would do this. Shush! You guys are going to hear my dogs in the background. I'm so sorry. Okay, are you ready? Yeah. Let's not. Should we do that one first? That one's got the tallest flame. Yeah. All right. 3, 2. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Now you got to act like you're just like a bad kid.
Oh my God.
Just
Did
knocked
they
over a
say
candle.
lit?
Oh, okay. There we go. There we go. One more. All right, you guys, that is 6 candles.
Oh my God.
Uh-oh, this one went on again. Nope, that's fine. It's still lit. They're all still lit.
Oh my God.
Uh-oh, the glass is burning. That's okay. It's just the set.
Yeah, let's see what
we're
it
trying
does.
to see is if the fire touches. So it looks like, you guys, when the candle knocks over, I know it's hard to see, but it looks like what's happening is when the candle knocks over, the flame goes upward. Now the wax is going out onto the carpet, and
that makes a lot of sense. I'm going to keep playing
That
it, but I
makes
just want to
sense.
say I think, did one of those, are they still lit? But I have knocked one out over and it just went out. Like, I guess the wax went over the wick or something.
I think it would depend. I'm curious how this goes. Like if those two that are out or that one that's out, if it's out because it is it's more burnt than, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Oh, Melly C just coming over to tell y'all about this. You're right, though. I think it would depend, and how much.
I
is
like
in
that
there.
she used. I like this is how you should do it, though. If you're going to do it scientifically, you got to account for all the different variables.
Yeah. Yep. It's really cool. You did a great job. Here, I'll play some more.
It's looking exactly how it does in the picture that Letecia posted. It turned the carpet dark.
Yeah.
But guess what? No fire. They're on a carpet, Lori.
There's
and
no
there's
fire,
no wind
though.
out here. Fireworks. You guys hear fireworks? It's a football game. So I don't see, I'm not seeing.
It would make a mess for sure, but not cause a fire.
I'm not seeing how it could catch fire. In fact, some of them are just starting to go out.
Wow.
I'll say this.
Are we gonna do like a mist box? She says, I see a perfectly good Bath and Body Works candle. That one is Bath and Body Works.
There was a case several years back, at least 15, maybe even 20, where a woman wanted the insurance money, and her husband, he had some type of accident, and he required the use of a wheelchair, and she burned down their home using a candle. But the way that she did it was one of those candles that's not in anything, one of those little short, like round candles. And but she put it under, she didn't knock it over. She put it underneath like curtains or the bed or something like that. Fabric is what started it. The candle hit the fabric and then lit the bed on fire and all of that stuff. But yeah, and I think she also used an accelerant too, if I remember correctly, but it was a big deal. And I feel like with all the Google searches and stuff that Letecia did, there's a good chance that Letecia watched Snapped a couple of times, I'm sure. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. I mean, even Barry Morphew was listening to like people. They found it, from that secret pin. He was listening to people who had disappeared off of their bikes on forensic files, like on bike rides and different things like that. So yeah, and Don Wells has mentioned watching like Madeline McCann and different missing kids. So yeah, I think
makes you wonder.
Makes you wonder. That's so interesting. Well,
but I do find
really
it interesting that it didn't cause a fire. Me too. I see it didn't cause a fire, though. It's like Letecia's describing, which I thought was also interesting, that she couldn't actually really describe the flames. This was like, she texts Harley in the middle of Harley's shift to give her all these crazy ass details about this fire, but the bitch can't even say how big the flames were. I just,
I know that was really interesting too. And he's like, okay, were they red, yellow? Was they, I don't know. Yeah, I just don't know. I was glued to every second of that. I think what was so cool for me was that, like, we have known so much about her behavior before the arrest. But after, all we've heard about is like the escape attempts and, that kind of stuff, but not what she had said. It was just interesting to see some of that.
Exactly. And how, now I thought if I had to have, I was shocked that she actually talked to the FBI agent because we hadn't heard anything. I obviously wrongly assumed that she didn't speak after her arrest, but clearly I was wrong.
Yeah.
She did speak, and for 5 hours.
Yeah, she spoke a lot, and they even told her, but whatever.
I mean, they told her to be quiet.
Yep. Yes, they did. But yeah, I'm so glad you came up because I wanted to hear your thoughts. And
too.
people in the chat before we started,
Aw.
right when we started, were asking if you were
Aw.
coming and stuff.
You guys.
Yeah, we need to hear from you. We need to know what you think about this stuff.
I think she's a fucking disgrace.
I want to see what her reaction was when they found him. Oh, I would love to have been a fly on that wall.
I would love to, I would have too. I would have loved to just seen her face when they found him. And I will say this. Remember when we were talking the other night and she kept saying that Gannon was out of the country, and I pointed out that she had intended for him to go into the Gulf of Mexico, and that's what the detective said, or the special agent said. In conclusion, Jenn Liu is as smart as a special agent for the FBI, and maybe I should send over my resume.
Yes. My resume.
I'm qualified as an expert.
Amber, I wonder that too. And when she first started doing like the hand gesture, once I realized her thumb was out, I was like, is she telling Al she loves him? And then, his wife is standing right there. I don't know. I wonder how she feels about all that.
I think that she's probably livid, but I'll tell you what would have made her more livid is if this tragedy reunited Al and Landon. That would have really pissed her off. Yeah.
Oh yeah. She was pissed that they were even on speaking terms and trying to both be there for Lena and stuff. It's just, yeah.
And both of them were looking for Gannon. How dare they? When Letecia's wedding ring and her phone and her car have been impounded. How dare they? The audacity.
Yeah. The audacity. All right. Well, I've been on here for a couple hours now.
I know you have.
And the bugs are starting to come out. We got a little bit of, I don't know. Let me know what you want to do this weekend. I do want to do that canceled. And then with something with Teresa. And then, anything else we'll talk about and let me know. And I would love to get Amber up here to talk about Lori.
Yes.
And Kelly too, to talk about Gannon since they're covering that. I like the way they both did like alternate cases.
Yes. Yes, I agree. That would be awesome. I would love to hear from those girls. Absolutely. All right, babe. Well, thanks for having me up.
Well, thank you so much for coming. Now I got to go change my thumbnail back to the one with our name because after you called me, I'll change it. And then
I only came for like 10 minutes. You don't got to change it.
And I have Lori on there too, which is like, hello, no court today. But like I said, as soon as I started, today's the first day. I honestly did not even try to keep up. I thought we can look on Twitter together. That's usually what I do during the day before the audio gets released. Look for live tweets or any like big headlines. And but
I mean, Letecia was serving so much BS today. She stole the show. And I also think part of her punishment, they should put all of her interrogation video, all of those calls, all of it, because there's more calls that they have that they just haven't admitted into evidence, and I don't think they're gonna, but they should put them all together and just have them on a fucking loop. And that's what she should have to listen to for the rest of her days. And also, I think when there's like a standoff, just blare Letecia's phone calls and interrogations and stuff over the loudspeakers. They'll surrender. They'll surrender.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, oh God.
I would. I'd be like, okay, fuck it. I give up. I
Dude,
just
I
turn
get
her
headaches
off.
from it. She definitely gives me a headache. There's several days I don't get headaches often, but they're like tension headaches, and I'm sure it's part of it. 7 of us, I wrote she kind of did with her plea, but no, she did with her plea because the not guilty by reason of insanity is an admission that you did it, but it's just that you weren't mentally like that you
you
did
were
right from wrong, basically.
Yeah, well, that you were legal, you were insane under the law at the time of the crime. But this is what's complex about this case, and this is why I'm excited for them to get to the psychiatrists, because even at this point, it hasn't really been well established by the state how long they think that all of these incidents, how much time elapsed. And that's going to be really critical, because it's not what she did before. It's not any of the stuff that she did after. It's at the moment the crime was committed. But the way that they're talking and explaining things, we know that something happened on Sunday night, and Monday morning he was alive. He left the home, and they were gone for a few hours, and then they came back, and then that was the last time anybody saw Gannon. But it's very difficult. It would be very difficult for the jury to believe, and I don't believe it anyway, but just even if I went in with a completely open mind, it would be very, very difficult for me to believe that somebody had a psychotic break that lasted that length of time, and they didn't require some type of medical intervention to get them out of it.
Absolutely. And today we learned actually she's given him now a head injury that happened on Saturday, the 25th. She said that's when the blood. So, I mean, wonder that whole weekend is, I don't know. I'd like to see.
And her other lie today. We missed this lie too. She wasn't taking her lorazepam because she's 8 weeks pregnant.
Oh, I know I missed that totally. I do not know how, because I was glued to every word of this, just, oh my God, so interested. But there was a moment where I had to go down the road in the car, but I was still listening, and most of that was lunch. But anyways, I totally missed that. It wasn't until I was going through it and somebody said it in chat.
Yes.
I cannot believe her.
This woman, 8 weeks pregnant. 8 weeks. I'd love to know how that happened, Letecia. Was that the result of Eduardo? Who's the daddy?
Dear God.
8 weeks. She's trash. Yeah, I couldn't take her. But anyway, you've been on for like 2 hours, and I don't want to keep you much longer. I know you're getting tired. It's been a long week for all of us that are covering these cases. There was a lot this week. So we'll figure out what we're going to do tomorrow and stuff,
Okay, yeah. Just let me know what you're wanting to do, like on your channel or whenever and then
I just want to do the roast on Sunday. That's it. It's the only thing I want to do is I just want to make fun of Letecia and the chest pains.
Okay, and I want to do that canceled. Another one of those, and then hey, Bieber.
All right, just let me know. Hey, Bieber.
All right. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Bendy Lou, for giving us your beautiful brain and letting us hear all your thoughts and all that stuff. Really appreciate it. And yeah, a nice surprise for our ending. And then thank you to the mods. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all y'all. And yeah.
Thanks for having me, babe. Good night, everybody.
Yeah, Teresa, that's what I said a second ago. Besides that, and then on Real Talk later, which I'm going to schedule around you. So
yes, you need to pin that down so we can be there. Mm-hmm. Tell us when. We'll be there. Then we'll do the canceled. Then on Sunday night, we'll do whatever Allie wants to do on her channel, and then the roast.
It'll be fun.
It will be fun.
Hopefully not as much of it's a little bit easier when we're not having to keep up with every detail through an 8-hour day and then come on and talk about it forever. And
exactly. So lots to do this weekend.
Yes, and I hope you had a good night. Did y'all have fun?
I did. We did have fun. It was fun.
Good.
I needed to
All
get
right.
out.
Thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Jen. And I'll
Thank
see you
you.
guys tomorrow. Have a
Okay,
good night.
bye. Good night, everybody. Bye.
Good night.